OHA-KAWAIAHA'O. My name is Claire Hiva Steele. I am a OHA-KAWAIAHA'O church member, and I'm the 7th generation of my family that has worshipped at OHA-KAWAIAHA'O church. I had 3 kupuna that were disinterred and misplaced in the Mo'ili'ili transfer to OHA-KAWAIAHA'O church. And I also have 1 kupuna that remains in OHA-KAWAIAHA'O that is buried behind Lunalilo tomb. I'm also a Hawaiian Studies graduate student at Kamakaku'o-Kalani at UH Manoa. And I come here as a former member of the Na'iwi Committee and also a former board trustee as well. And I want to address 2 issues. The first is my time on the Na'iwi Committee and my feelings or mana'o on that. And then also I want to talk about the financials. It is a big risk for me to step forward and come to you and to speak out. We are chastised at the church, the small minority that does speak out. And so, you know, this is a big risk for me. But I am here for the record, to say that I am opposed of digging the iwi kupuna and this building project, and that the church can really no longer afford. Starting with the iwi kupuna, I think that the church was very insincere in their Hawaiian values. As a former member, we instilled in the policies and procedures Hawaiian traditions and cultural values in them. I think that the church totally disregarded them. The church has used, I feel, the NIC to cover up and pretend to uphold the Hawaiian values that the NIC based its policies on. And what they say and what they did have been 2 different things. They claim they are Christians with no regard for the iwi, and then they shouldn't be called the Na'iwi Committee, and maybe perhaps should change their name to like a simple cemetery committee. There has always been a lack of communication with the church and the NIC. The church and the MPCC, or the Multipurpose Center Construction Committee, never informed the NIC in meetings that they ever intended to trench a deep sewer line through the cemetery. We would have advised against it if they had told us about this, and at the very least we would have requested further survey work done before proceeding and consultation within the committee. We were shocked to learn that there were 69 sets of iwi kupuna. Although the unearthing began in January, most of the members were contacted in early March. So basically, some of the Na'iwi Committee members were out of the loop. And it wasn't until March when the NIC Chair, Kanoi Casimiro, frantically started calling for help in handling the 69 iwi kupuna. And records show that Chair Casimiro and her friend, which was not a Na'iwi Committee member, did all the wrapping. And even though some of us had repeatedly showed up to kokua the wrapping, we never were able to participate in that. So basically, we feel that we were left out of the loop. And I believe, you know, the church's mission statement, it says, we clearly represent Jesus Christ to others and perpetuate our Hawaiian cultural heritage. So I think that that's hypocritical in their behavior and what, you know, as we go through this Na'iwi committee, or this Na'iwi issue. The second reason why I'm here is to talk on the financials as a former board member, and also as a more importantly, as a long-time concerned member of the church's finances. I've been a member since 2003, and I've been asking repeatedly from 2004. So we're talking, 7 years, asking for the finances of this construction project. What is coming in? What is going out? And the church has never been truthful to us. You must know, OHA, that the treasurer, Val Trotter, who served her term from 2004 to 2010, and her husband, Fred Trotter, chair of the Capital Campaign Fundraising Committee, have not been truthful to the congregation with their financial reporting of this MPC project since they took over the leadership of the OHA-KAWAIAHA'O leadership and also this project. Just to give you an idea, Ms. Trotter held many hats in this project: treasurer, co-chair of the Capital Campaign, chair of the Finance Committee, chair of the BNF, and member of the Executive Construction Committee. So she was here actually wearing many hats. So she had a lot of power in this project. Let's see, the charters promised, and this is where the problem I think stems from, is that they had promised they would fundraise the entire amount, $14 million. And they would come to the congregation and say, don't worry, we're gonna raise it. We have rich friends, we're influential in the community, no problem. So I believe the church really trusted that they were gonna do this. Since 2004, I and other members have repeatedly asked Ms. Trotter in congregational meetings for a full accounting of this building, and such as funds raised and money spent on this building, which the congregation has a right to know. We are a 501c3. Treasurer Trotter refused to give us this info and would confuse us with church operating budgets or made excuses that the church had antiquated computer accounting systems, or she cannot give us this accounting until church bids on the project with the contractor occurs in 2008. So what I did was I went out and I tried to research on my own, since I wasn't getting answers in the congregation meetings and I would get shut down and bullied. So in my attempts, I tried to attend Board of Trustee meetings, and it has always been an open door policy, a long-standing policy, that congregation members can attend board meetings, but suddenly the policy changed, and the policy was enforced where if one member objects, I wasn't allowed to attend. So that shut me out of board meetings. And then we were also not allowed to look at, there was a policy put in place where we were not allowed to look at church records. It was always out in the open in the church office, and all of a sudden it was under lock and key. They made a policy where if we wanted to review church records, we would have to submit a written request, and then we would have to specifically say what we were going to research, and then somebody from the church office would be reviewing it with us and monitoring us. So to me, I think this was not Pono, and totally not what is required of the 501c3 nonprofit requirements. This was brought to the attention of the AG, who is still awaiting response from Kawaiaha'o Church. And finally, in 2010, the auditor forced the treasurer to provide a written accounting report of all fundraising and building expenses. And that's not to mention that an article in the Star or Honolulu Advertiser at the time featured a story where all of the financials were under question, and I was quoted in there saying that we have a lack of transparency in it, and this is unacceptable that we have not been given the accounting of this building, and it's now been 6 years since this project has been in place. I was able to review OHA's compliance reports and also the grant application. It says repeatedly that this building is for the benefit of Native Hawaiians. I mean, repeatedly, it's for their benefit, for their anyway, it's for the benefit of the Native Hawaiians. And it proved to me that when I looked through the compliance records, there were reports given by the church to OHA reporting the capital campaign and the expenses of the building. So obviously the church was lying all these years to us at the congregational meeting that they didn't have this and that they had faulty accounting systems and so on and so forth. So I'm asking you today, are they lying to you? Because they told us all this time they don't have the information. They don't have the ability to provide that. So how can they provide that to you and not to us? Are they lying to you or are they lying to us? I don't know. It needs an investigation, I think. Additional, Treasurer Trotter has held multiple top leadership positions from 2004 to 2010, handling millions of dollars of the church, selling off real estate holdings and hiring expensive, unnecessary contractors. By the way, the project manager, construction manager, is the cousin to Kahu Kirk Kikuna. He gets $9,000 a month, and when the project halted, he was still paid. He was still on the payroll. Also, I want OHA to know and be aware of that the Trotters, as treasurer and fundraising chairs, had filed personal bankruptcy in 2003, which was finalized in November 2008 and 2009, and they never disclosed this to the members, and I doubt if they ever disclosed it to you either. And I have the documents here that they have finalized their bankruptcy. So here they're in top financial fiduciaries positions, and they are in the midst of filing their own bankruptcy. I'm concerned that the church will not be able to complete this project, and serving on the board, I was able to get records to finally put together my own analysis of where we stand in completing this building, because nobody will provide that for us. And I did draft up a one-page analysis of that, and there is no money left at the burn rate that they are going. Right now, the EV is being dug up for nothing, and I think because the building can't be finished, you know, the EV is really being dug up for nothing. Trotters did not fulfill their fundraising goal, left the church with a shortfall of $6 million. Money is running out, and there's not enough money to complete the project. Fundraising stopped in 2008. Wedding revenues have drastically decreased. Church is operating in the red, and they have been doing that since 2007. Each year, they are transferring $500,000 on average from our investments to pay for the operating costs, and that's because their wedding business has fallen.
You can summarize. We got several more speakers.
Okay, so that's just what I want to know. What I wanted to inform.
And I want to be clear. There's no position we can take. We're just taking information.
Right.
I think Dana raised a real compelling case. I'm sure we'll be inquiring on the compliance issue with contract 1979. I'm not really sure what could come after that.
Right.
But officially, we can't take a position. I know Kawaiah has been coming to us repeatedly over the last 9 weeks. She's been physically emailing us. So I want to thank you for now, and then I'm going to take Pina, and then followed by Hale Aloha.
Okay, mahalo.
That's great.
Okay, go ahead, Trustee Waihe.
Oh, thank you.
You have a question too, Trustee? Okay.
You know, when the Naive Council was formed, was it your understanding that it was being formed because they expected to uncover EV? And if so, what were you guys supposed to do once that happened?
We were told that there would be minimal disturbance because they would be staying within the footprint of the building. It was never communicated to us just how far they would be going outside of the footprint of the building. So we, as a Naive committee, were expecting to just have maybe minor, remains, small, minimal remains. Nothing to the effect of 69 full coffin burials like we hit.
And it was just, you're going to advise them on how they would take care of those remains. Oh, okay.
Right.
Trustee Apoliona.
Thank you for your comment, Ms. Stu. I want to ask Dian, before you leave, Dian, can you leave us a copy of your wife's statement, the family statement?
We could have that.
We want to have some copies of that. Thank you.